Hello all, Matt Lemke with True Gamer Goggles here, and tonight, if I can get my other computer to work, we're going to talk a little bit about GW versus Chapter House. And hold on, I'm going to go get rid of that noise. That's my dryer. That's much better, I hope. Streaming status is good. I'm having a hard time opening up Google Drive, though. Are they having a problem with Google Drive? My cat's attacking me. It's all good. Anyway, Chapter House has frozen the asset, or has had their assets frozen by GW. And I want to talk about whether or not it's good or bad. I mean, GW has the right to protect their product. I'm not complaining about that. I think the way they're going about it might be not so good. And look at that. That's a cat's tail. Crazy kitty, right? Come on, cat, move. Cat. You're being a pain in the butt, cat. I don't know if I like new drive. All right. Hey, now we can get started. But basically, GW has shut down Chapter House. A few years ago, when I first heard about this story, I did a story on it, and I got to interview the people at Chapter House. Man, I gotta fix this. Much better. And basically, what I was told was that GW came after them for IP infringement, and they asked them to cite it. Well, first things first. Apparently, Chapter House is, if I remember correctly, they're in Texas, which if you go to my website, gamer-goggles.com, and do a search for Chapter House, you'll find this article, and you can read it. And to the best of my knowledge, this information is public knowledge that you can find with a serious amount of digging if you have a lot of time. It's also accurate information from the date of the article, which was a couple years ago. And I spoke with them, and the first thing that was a problem with the case was that GW filed the case in the wrong city. And then Chapter House asked them to give them a list of the specifics where they were infringing on their IP, and Games Workshop sent them the catalog. I don't think it was the one from 2008 like this one is, but sent them this catalog and said, this is what you're infringing on. No page numbers, no references, no nothing of the sort. Now, I'm no expert. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about IP and infringement in this portion of the world. I know that it's a very sensitive topic, and it should be a sensitive topic because it's people's intellectual property. But there are so many companies out there that are doing this or doing things similar to what Chapter House is doing. And actually, there are companies that are out there that are blatantly making things that are clearly for Space Marines. Clearly, you cannot get any go around it. I mean, there's people that are making Ultramarine shoulder pads, for crying out loud. I've seen them. I've actually bought them, so I know they exist. So for whatever reason, they're singling out Chapter House, and I think that's where this is even a more sensitive issue, or could be a not a fiasco, but a mistake. Maybe that's not really the right word. That's not the word I'm looking for, because GW does have the right to go after somebody for stepping on their toes with IP. But what I'm getting at is, why just Chapter House? There's other companies that are clearly doing it the same. I mean, Chapter House, by and far and large, makes products to go with models that already exist for GW, for things that haven't necessarily ever been released and have ever been released. So there's that. Some people would argue that, they name them in their books, but you know what? Space Marines are in a lot of things. And, Space Marines were in, gosh, what was the movie? Starship Troopers. There were Space Marines in that. And I do believe that happened and occurred before GW. So, there are certain gray areas here that are really better off left to the courts. But if GW is going to go after one, shouldn't they be going after them all? That's the question that I have to ask. I don't know what's right or wrong in this situation. I really don't. I have tried contacting Games Workshop several times about this, and I get nowhere. If you go and read my article, one of the things I talk about is at one point in time was thinking about selling Games Workshop products because I had a vendor's license and I was capable of doing it out of my house where I live. Workshop wouldn't sell to me. And I said, well, what's to stop me from buying your stuff and selling it on the internet? They're like, well, we'll stop you. And my comment was, well, why is Amazon allowed if I'm not allowed and you're saying it's IP? And the answer the sales rep gave me was, because we don't sell to Amazon. In other words, Amazon's too big and we can't do anything about it. Kind of struck a nerve. I realize that Amazon has a lot of buying power and they can basically push people around. But, somebody who's trying to better the industry rather than do, the whole Amazon concept, which isn't really great with GW because most distributors cannot give you a good discount because they don't get a good discount themselves. So people that are selling on Amazon with GW really are kind of cutting their own throats anyway. Profit-wise, they're just there to get a couple bucks and make money off shipping. Something for you to think about as a fan. I mean, if you can do the math. I mean, some of the larger distributors in the United States can only give you a 35% discount on Games Workshop products, but if you buy from them direct, you get a much more significant discount. But if you buy from them direct and they catch you selling on the internet, you're done. They're just going to stop selling to you. I'm sure they'll probably win you first or whatever. But again, the point comes down to, is it right for them to just single somebody out? And is that bullying, or is that fair? It's been a few years house thing. I think freezing the assets may have gone too far, but until I get more information, I really can't talk about that too much. Just something for you to think about and chew on. Some new news that came in today. Let's take a look here. That's garbage. I'm looking for a cool show or a cool web story, maybe. These came in while I was out playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Let's see what Magic has to say. Dude opens Magic card. Still, I guess the games industry has been weak for the last couple weeks. Let's see here. What's going on this week in gaming? What are our big releases? Oh, I'm not going to run upstairs and get it, but I got my hands on an early preview copy of Rise of Tiamat today, which is pretty exciting, actually. I kind of can't wait to go over it and hopefully have that up by Thursday. I'm hoping to get myself a couple of more Pathfinder books here in the near future, but we will see. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, on Kickstarter, Folklore the Affliction is going on right now. It's a really good looking Kickstarter. I know the guys from Twin Fire Productions. The game is pretty good. They've spent a lot of time going around to shows and getting feedback from players and people at the conventions, as well as other game designers, for at least, I think, 2 years. And let's see, I have another Kickstarter for you to take a look at, and that is as soon as I open up my webpage. Maybe Kickstarter's having problems. Hold on. Somebody's having technical difficulties. Well, that's not what I wanted. Oh, that's it didn't like Firefox. The other Kickstarter is Legend, Lies, and Mysteries. And if you go to gamer-goggles.com, they're both right there on my front of the homepage. Folklore the Affliction is 89% funded. In just 6 days, it's raised $44,000. So it's going to be a biggie. It's going to be a good one to buy into. Legend, Lies, and Mysteries has 16 days to go. They're 82% funded at $1,200, so they only need a couple hundred more bucks to make it work. You guys should go over and check it out. Actually, I don't know if I can do this. I'm learning. This is an experiment, and that is not what I'm looking for. That is what I'm looking for. Let's see here. For those of you that are in my group chat, bam, there you go. There's a link to the Kickstarter, and you're all gone. Let's see here. What else is going on? What else is going on? I'm really looking forward to the holiday season. There's some good stuff coming up. Dungeon Master's Guide for D&D NExt will be out soon. I'm hoping to have the Monsters Codex very soon, along with maybe a few other things. Anyway, I'm looking forward to some more Magic the Gathering stuff here down the road. Anyway, guys, I have talked it long enough. I'm starting to rant and get carried away. So get your game on, have fun, make sure you play well. Good night.